Hey everybody, going to do a quick update here. For those of you following my movie and TV reviews, this is a little unrelated to that. This is an actual missing persons case that I look into. So if you're not familiar with it, it's the Maura case, and it's very interesting. So I recommend checking out some of those videos as well, and maybe helping bring some light to the case. But for those of you following the Maura case, I do have 10 questions that Barbara managed to answer. I wasn't able to get all of them out. She is traveling right now. But some of these 10, it's actually a lot more than 10 because a lot of the questions that you guys asked kind of were combined. So at least I can get these questions out, and there'll be more in the future, of course. So number one is that, did she ever suspect Butch? The answer to that is no, absolutely not. She never once suspected him. Question two, was Butch backing in the bus as he did that night normal? Although it's been reported that it wasn't, this is actually how he backed in every night. She says that he always backed in the bus into the driveway, and she was the one who parked out front, which is maybe where the confusion comes from, where they say that he always parked out front, and that night he parked differently. She says that that's incorrect. She parked out front, he backed in. Was doing paperwork on the bus normal? She says yes, they did paperwork on the bus every night because they had to record the mileage off the odometer, I think it's called. So that was always how they did the mileage. So that was not a normal. That was normal, completely normal. Number four, did Butch ever say anything he thought, or did the neighbors ever say anything they thought? Basically, a lot of different variations of this question. What did everyone in the neighborhood think happened? Whether what Butch said to her, what neighbors said. And the only answer to this is that there were always rumors that she got picked up by another driver. But these were completely rumors and assumptions. Nobody had ever claimed to have seen another driver. It was all just speculation. Number five, did she ever talk to neighbors about it? There's a family called the Burt family, which lives up on, drawing a blank, but the street, like kind of right across from them, Hill Road, whatever it is. I think they live I believe it's the first house on the corner of her street and that road, called the Burt family. They were both members of the Fish and Game Club, and they would talk with them about it a lot when they met up for that, the Fish and Game Club. But again, it would just mostly be about a possible tandem driver that they would talk about. Was she friends, or was Butch friends with the Westmans, Marats, or Rick Forcier? Nope, she doesn't remember them at all. She didn't even know their name, the Westmans' names. I think she knew the Marats' names, but she didn't know the Westmans' names when I had mentioned them. She knew the house, but she didn't know their names. Did Butch ever express regret for helping Maura? No, he never did, but he did have regret for how the first lie detector test went. She says it's kind of like it was in the documentary. She kept referencing that. I don't particularly remember how they showed it in the documentary, but she says where it was very, very kind of forceful and accusatory. And she says because he was on medication and nervous, I guess, because of how the guy was treating him. She says that's why he failed the first one. He would go on to pass the second lie detector test. It's worth noting. When I guess, I don't know if it was the same guy who treated him better or if it was another interviewer, but he did go on to pass the second lie detector test. But that's the only regret he ever had for being involved in the case. Was the bus searched? She actually answered this as best she could in my original interview, that she believes it was searched. She doesn't know the exact details, though, by whom and how many people. She doesn't know, but she believes that it was, both that night and afterwards. Where did Butch search when he went out? He went west to search by the pond, which would have been where Cecil had originally been coming from if reports I read are correct. But that's where Butch went, is over by that area. That's the direction they had assumed that she probably went. because they hadn't seen her. And again, Butch had been in the driveway since he didn't see her come by. He assumed she went west. He went over by there, which is kind of towards town as well. And number 10, what I heard Butch was scared of Rick. Did he really not know him? Rick was known to do a lot of taxidermy and weird things such as wiping blood on himself from animals. This is something someone had said in the question. Everything I just said is from the question. She claims that her or Butch did not know Rick Forcier at all. I actually played for her the Rick Forcier Stalker song, and she kind of laughed and kind of like a disgust. Like, oh my God. Kind of like, wow, that's strange. But she claims Butch was not afraid of him, and they did not even know him. Okay, so there's 10 questions, guys. There's just a little bit more information to add on top of what you already know. And in the future, we'll work on getting some more stuff out there. You guys can add some more questions in as well. Okay? Thank you so much. Bye.